Hey everybody, what's up? Chillbo back here. Fortune and Glory solo play against the mob. I got Mr. Duke Dudley. We are in round number 3. Alright. Well, last we left off, we're doing pretty well actually. 6 Fortune, the mob has 1. I got 2 Glory still that I'm holding on to. We got awesome combat of 5, and we got Sam. So we got a 7 combat, 2 defense, plus 1 cunning with the old monocle that we picked up. We're doing rather well. I can't ask for better right now. Okay. But as everybody knows with this game, it can turn in 30 seconds. All right. So we are going to travel down. I'm going to try to make it to the Tears of Loki. And the Tears of Loki, there is some special text on it. Gear may not be used during the adventure, so I can't use any of my gear. So if I am going to go down there, I don't get that revolver, and I don't get the monocle. So I'm not going to get that bonus. I will, however, get Mr. Sam to come with me, so that's pretty cool. We are right now up here in Paris. We're going to try to want to get the heck out of Paris and go all the way down here. We're going to still have to search for those, that artifact in there, because it's in a deep jungle. That's that red little circle around the jungle space there. Well, let's roll the dice. We got initiative. Double 5s. Guess what that means. I'm going to be moving 5, but I also get an event. So the first thing I do is I draw an event card. And if I could just reach... all right, play to immediately take any ally or gear card from a discard pile. I have no allies or any gear from any discard pile, so we're going to have to do the or. Choose any unsold common item and roll a d6. Take that item if the roll is equal to or greater than its listed cost. And a roll of 6 will always succeed regardless of the item's cost. That's awesome. Alright, any unsold common item and roll a d6. Let's see what we could grab. Let me see what I'm looking at here. Okay, what I've chosen here is the torch. I'm going to try to grab that. It's normally worth 3, but in this game with the mob, it's actually worth 5. So I got to roll 1 d6, and I only rolled a 3, so that's not enough to take it. So if I could just reach the torch, and I couldn't. So that's the end of the torch. Discard that. All right. And the old event goes away as well. All right, so that was the event. Now let's move our 5 spaces. I'm not going to make it all the way down there because I have to take some... Oh, well, actually, no, I'm not going to make it because it's 3 to go into this C space here. There's a 3. And it's 2 to go in this C space here. So there's the 5. So I'm just shy of making it into the Amazon Hills. So, but it doesn't mean nothing happens. If I'm on a space that's completely empty of anything, I get to roll a die. And I rolled a 1, and guess what? I got to fight somebody. Isn't that great? I take an enemy, and I got to fight the old enemy. Wonderful. What do we got here? First of all, it's not a Nazi. It's actually a mob. I don't get any pluses with the mob. Draw a random mob villain, add them to the adventure, but there's no adventure happening. You must immediately fight a single fight round against the villain, and if not drawn at an adventure, remove the villain after 1 fight round. Alright, so that's exactly what we got to do. We have to have 1 fight with a random mob villain. Alright, here we go. It's obviously going to be Mr. Frederick Fedici. Okay, it's not Frederick. Sorry, Mr. Fedici, I called you Frederick. It's Franco. Hey, Franco Fedici. All right, Mr. Franco Fedici. He's a 9 wound guy, but I'm only fighting once against him. Anytime he would take a wound, I'd roll a d6, but I'm not gonna wound him anyway. I'm not gonna hurt him at all. All right, so I gotta fight 1 against him, and then he goes away. He's just showing up and he's just causing some problems. So we're going to take care of him. All right, he gets 4 fight dice. That's not too bad. This is really just going to tell me how many wounds I'm getting right now. But hey, my combat's 3. I got a revolver of 5. And I got good old Sam. I rolled 7 dice. It's pretty good. All right, here's my 7 dice. Here's his 4 dice. Let's see what we got. All right. Oh, geez, Mr. Fedici. Oh, hey. Well, he hit me twice with those numbers there. But I have a defense of 1 on Sam, and I have my own defense, so I receive 0 wounds. Mr. Fedici, I hit you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Well, not enough to knock you out. I needed 9. But he also has this little thing, ignore wounds on a roll of 5 or 6. So I'm not even going to bother doing all that because he's gone. He's not in the game. He's out. The whole thing was to see how many wounds he was going to do to me. And guess what? Mr. Fedici, I met you in the South Atlantic, and you did nothing to me, Mr. Fedici. All right. That was the event that I had to have because I was on an empty space with nothing to do on it. So now we are up in the villain phase. The old villain phase. All right, let's grab a villain card. All right, it's the old Dark Mastery. Well, that sounds good. That's straight out of Indiana Jones, isn't it? All right. This card plays on the table. It remains in play. And while the villains have at least 1 artifact, that is the death artifact. That's that skull. All right, so we don't have it yet. We'll get to it when we come to it. So now we know they have 2. They got 1 with the magic symbol, and they got 1 with the old death symbol. But they have no artifacts yet, which is pretty awesome here in round 3. All right, the mob headquarters goes 4, 5, or 6. And they got a 5. Guess what? Another mobster thug comes out into a random location. And that location, that city is good old Washington, D.C. And a lot of mobs in Washington, D.C. All right, here we go. Mr. Washington, D.C., there you go. Have a good time with Mr. President. All right, and we get 1 hideout, means 1 fortune, and that's all they have is the 1. So we're doing pretty good here. All right, what next is the villain adventure phase. Mr. Icebox Eddie, he gets his 3 dice, and he rolls, and he has 2 successes with the 4 and the 5. His 2 successes give them 2 more fortune, which we now put in the card. This makes 3. And because it's 3, this goes up to a 2. All right, so the mob's got 2 fortune now. However, that was 2 successes. The 2 successes would go on the card for 3. Because there's 3 danger, another collapse. So all these come off. The 3 come off. And we add 1 collapse token to that temple. Now they have to roll straight away, right away. They got 2 dice. If any of them, and we're doing 2 because there's 2 collapse tokens on it, any of them are 1, it collapses. And none of them are 1. So Mr. Icebox Eddie is still safe on that temple. All right, we got Miss Vanessa Love. She's going to try for that. She gets 4 dice. Ew, that's not good. She just succeeded 4 times, and she has no wounds. And because of her 4 successions, she's actually going to succeed because she only needed 5. And she already succeeded twice on there. So these are going to come off because she's got it. All right, she's got it. The wounds are going to come off. She returns in her ready state because she successfully grabbed the artifact. And now we got more of a problem, and I'll show you why. She just grabbed the mask of whatever it is, a Mask of Darkness. It's got a little skull on it. And just before we drew the old villain card here, when villains have at least one artifact that is death, and they do, anytime a hero rolls a 1 for movement, they must immediately fight zombies outside of the normal turn sequence. So, that ain't great. Alright, so if we roll a 1 for movement, now in this game we're rolling 2 dice. So if I don't choose a 1 for movement, it's not going to happen. But if I roll double ones, it's happening. Alright, so that's it. This is a 5. It's a 5 fortune thing for them. They don't get the 5 fortune. They go 2 for every artifact they collect. So now they have 4. So now they're starting to creep up like we figured that they would. Alright, so now that was the end of the adventure phase. We have nobody knocked out. We do have to replace an artifact. Let's see what we get. Alright, we got the Shield of Atlantis. There's no special text on it. And I randomly drew. It's going into the Sahara. So here's the Sahara. And it's a 5 fortune, so, well, I don't know. She's going to wind up coming out to that Vanessa Love. She's going to go over to the Tears of Loki. I'm wondering if I should switch my move and start going over to the Shield. I might actually do that. So we'll find out what happens. I guess that's going to be next time in turn 4. Right now we have 6. The mob has 4. They're on their way to 20. I only have to get to 15. That's it. I hope you enjoyed turn 3. Chillbo out. We'll see you next time on turn 4 of Solo Fortune and Glory. Bye-bye, guys.